Hey there friends, welcome to a House Flipper 2 video. I have been playing this game during live streams recently, and maybe you don't have 2 hours to spend and you just want to see what the gameplay is like pretty quickly in a more bite-sized chunk. Well, here you go. I took this job where they were asking for a major cleanup after a flood, clean up all the mess and replace all the ruined furniture, and I was like, absolutely, sounds great, be a perfect video content. I have really enjoyed this game. It's been a lot of fun. It's been very addictive. Who knew cleaning could be so therapeutic? It's very satisfying to watch all these stains disappear and see it be pristine and lovely afterwards. If only cleaning were this wonderful in real life. Am I right, ladies, guys, everybody? This house was a wreck, I'm not gonna lie. I had gone in and before I started to hit record, I accidentally picked up all the trash and sold all the really bad, awful furniture. So I apologize, but it was completely full of junk and broken furniture, and I don't know what I was thinking that I completely cut that part out, but it is what it is. Sometimes we aren't great with the technology and you realize a little late that you didn't push the record button. But here we are. We're doing some cleaning. We've gained quite a bit of experience. I think I've played this game now for about 22 hours-ish. So we've got some perks and some things that make cleaning and painting and all the things a lot quicker. But again, it's still a lot of fun. It's one of those games you can play. You don't have to think too hard. It's really easy to do on a stream, especially for somebody like me. It's great. You can play with friends and be in voice chat, chatting away while you just mindlessly squeegee some windows. If you're having a bad day and you need to calm your brain, this is the perfect game for you. I've had people ask me, is it worth the $40 price tag? I have some complaints, but I was looking at their game roadmap and it does look like they're going to do some updates and add some items into the game. I do feel like it's a little bit item anemic at this point, but I was also told that there's going to be some DLCs in the future and some, item updates, for themed things. So yeah, it's exciting to look forward to because I always want more items in a game like this. Don't you guys? Anyway, so here we are replacing furniture in some of these rooms. All the rooms on the bottom floor were severely damaged by this flood that happened, and we had to replace all the things. I personally really enjoy kind of this more modern, sleek aesthetic. I know that doesn't appeal to everyone, but I do tend to gravitate towards the jobs and the houses that allow me to decorate that way. Probably makes me a one note. I totally get that. But I really thoroughly enjoy it. I plan on trying sandbox mode very soon. And that I'm looking forward to that, although I am a little nervous. I've seen some other creators here on YouTube playing the game in sandbox mode, and it does look, like it takes a little bit more brain power than the career mode takes. So, just know that ahead of time. Comparatively to Hometopia, I feel like this game, the gameplay of it for the career mode is better. I feel like it's more enjoyable. But I do feel like sandbox mode currently, although I haven't played sandbox mode here in in House Flipper 2, so I can't really compare. But based on what I have seen, I feel like it's a little easier in Hometopia, a little bit, but it looks like you have more options in House Flipper. So it's up to you. I think for a Steam game, $40 was a little pricey, but I'm so used to, $20 games, so maybe don't take my opinion into account on something like that. I do feel like the playability for this and the longevity of it is worth it. So, just wait for a great sale that they typically have on Steam, and you can pick this, game up for maybe another $5 or $10 off the current list price. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. It is one of those games where you can just kind of get lost in the mindless and the mundane. I enjoy games that just help me kind of chill and relax, and they're like what I call a balm for the brain. They just sort of soothe all the tension away. And that's what I really enjoy about something like this. And maybe you do too. I've gotten to the point now where we're flipping houses. We're buying the available ones and, renovating them and painting the walls and replacing the floors and adding in new fancy furniture. And I'm really enjoying that part of it as well. I will be streaming this game fairly regularly, probably on Sunday mornings at 9:30 a.m. U.S. Central Standard Time. So if you want to check those out, go hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, and you can come watch me on a live stream play this game. Sometimes the furniture choices that you're given, I do find them questionable. I have tried to use different items instead of the ones that it asks for, and they don't always count in the completion of the job. You can customize the item a different color, use the same style of the item, but just make it a different color. You can definitely do that, and it counts. But I think there was one job I did where I think I did it on a stream actually, where I tried to change out the plants. They were asking for one type of plant, and I was like, no, I want to put this plant in. And so I did that, and it was a massive amount of plants, and it didn't count. So just keep that in mind when you're doing career mode. They really do want you to use the items that they've suggested to purchase. At least that's what I have found. There may get to a point where you can, in the career mode, have a little bit more leeway. But I have found that they don't count if I completely pick a different thing than what was asked for in the quest tab. Sometimes I struggle with putting items on shelves and desks because I don't point my cursor in the right spot. So you'll see me on the struggle bus here, sometimes putting things on shelves. I will say that the mechanic for this is significantly easier than some of the other home building and decorating games that I've played. Some of them are pretty buggy, and this one seems to be pretty fluid if you just point your cursor in the right spot. So much of this is user error on my end where I'm just like, why isn't this fitting? Why isn't this working? Well, if I just backed up or moved forward or changed where I put my cursor, all would be well. So, attribute almost of the issues you see to me just not knowing what to do or putting things in the right place. Because, that's how we roll around here sometimes. I realized here that I was probably putting that tinier potted plant in the wrong spot. Sometimes they have an actual diagram of how they want you to lay out the room, and sometimes they don't, and you have a little bit more freedom to do what you want. This time around, it was kind of just, here you go. Because when I was cleaning up this room to redo it, there was junk everywhere, and there was no rhyme or reason, so there was no way of knowing what configuration they had before, because it was all just in a big heap. And like I said, sometimes the quests will tell you how to lay things out, and other times it's a little bit more, do it how you like. Some people find that frustrating and limiting, and I totally get that. But this game is really serving a purpose for me for more like stress relief and just an opportunity for me to concentrate on my chat when I'm doing a live stream. And I feel like I can do that a lot easier with a game like this where I don't have to think too terribly hard. And it makes it a lot more fun and enjoyable to interact with my chat and not have to worry about, am I doing this right? Am I being creative enough? Because it kind of gives you some of that for you, and you can, change it how you like a little bit, but then there's things that you have to adhere to. I am a little puzzled sometimes by the room configurations and the shapes of these rooms and like the size of them. I get that for a closet or whatever, like this is probably a decent size room, but I've seen some where it's very awkward and like the bathroom is so tiny, like the door is opening into the toilet and it's like, okay, we might need to move this around. It's not gonna work out so well. I find these A-frame houses to be so interesting. I know some people think they're really ugly. I get it. It is definitely a design choice. It's bold. It looks like a giant triangle, sitting on a piece of property. But I feel like the property where this game is, if you go outside and you take a look around, is absolutely a perfect setting for this kind of architecture. And I've been in a couple of these A-frame houses in my life, and I've always enjoyed them. Not necessarily do one for myself, but I definitely find them to be very pretty and aesthetically pleasing. I like shapes like that, so I get it if it's not everybody's cup of tea, though. I am digging the style of this home quite a bit. That's probably why I picked this job. I was like, yep, I love this. I love the colors. I love the style. All the things. Of course, no job is ever complete without fiddling with the placement of stuff. I thought that the couch for this living room was a little big. It's possible that I did not configure the living room in the best possible way, but I felt like putting the couch in front of the windows was not appropriate. You know, everybody's going to do it a little bit differently. Could I have laid it out in a different way? Absolutely. Did I feel like it made the most sense this way for me? Yes. Would I have used this couch with this style? Probably not. Not a big fan of that, but that's what the client wanted, so you got to do what the client asked for. See, you can't get through here because the couch is so wide. I could have configured it a little differently, but I felt like this just made the most logical sense. Maybe sometimes I'm just a little too literal. Does that ever happen to anybody else? I'm like, this wouldn't be logical in real life. What are we doing? Because I did pause the game and kind of reconfigure things so y'all didn't have to watch me struggle with that. And it never worked any other way other than the way that I did it. It just didn't seem to make any sense to me. So if you get to this job on your playthrough and you do it differently, send me a screenshot. I'd like to see how it worked out for you. I do love the plants in this game. I think they're very pretty. They add quite a bit. I'm glad that game makers do sort of put this natural stuff in games like this because it makes everything feel more alive. I'm curious too how other people like this first person viewpoint in games. I struggle with it kind of giving me a little bit of motion sickness, and I also wonder about the people watching my streams and watching my videos when they watch us play through games like this. Does it also kind of affect you guys as well? Because I feel like I'm swinging the camera around a lot, but at the same time I cannot seem to get it configured to where it will do it any better than this. And yeah, but I've watched other people play these first person point of views, and I feel like we all have this issue, but then, I was like, well, have they figured out a better way to do it? Because I feel like it's not as bothersome when other people do it. And when I do it, it's like, wait, why is this so bad? Again, here I'm struggling with getting the little point, the little cursor in just the right spot so that it would go into the planter. Again, that's user error on my end. It is not a bug. I just keep pushing, selecting the wrong spot because I'm a dodo bird. It's what it is. So here we are. I think we're just going to kind of... Oh, yeah, we've got some patio furniture to put out. Yeah. I really dig this home plot. It looks and is very familiar. It feels kind of like where I live in real life. Very woodsy, a lot of nature all around, very pretty. There's a creek running nearby, which is probably why they had a flood. I tend to gravitate towards styles and designs and, houses that appeal to me in real life, or, locations that appeal to me in real life. It makes it more exciting and more inspirational for me personally. So I think we're going to do a walkthrough now and kind of just see the house completed. We've got this, little guest bedroom out here that we redid, and the little home office. I really like the colors. Very cool. I like the style of this house just in general. I know it's not, probably something that appeals to everyone, but here's the kitchen. There wasn't anything that I was really given to do for decorating the kitchen, just the dining room, living room area. So we left the kitchen as is after we cleaned it. But there you've got this nice little secluded wooded area. I can imagine we could put a fire pit out here, sit outside, drink some tea, roast some marshmallows, have a good old time. Again, I didn't, as part of the quest, there was nothing to do up here, but I wanted to show you guys what it looks like, just in case you're curious. I know I usually am about things like this. Very cool. I'd live here. What about y'all? Or rent it as an Airbnb? Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this little snippet of what a job looks like in a House Flipper 2. I'm really enjoying this game. I love it. It's so addictive. It's so calming to play. I hope you guys, if you're playing it, you're enjoying it. And if you're been curious, this is maybe sold you on playing the game for yourself. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this one. Thanks so much for watching. As always, be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.